Oh, you are not having the last word.
If love is a game, anything can happen now. And I've been a fool.
Breakups, they are never easy to do. But sometimes in life you find yourself in a situation where you just need to separate from the person that you've been with for so long. Whether it be a month, 2 months, or 5 years, you have to have the courage to walk away. Whether you're the person that's doing the breaking up or you are the person that's been broken up with, here are 5 tips to help you get through breakup. Tip number 1, try to reconcile things before you break up. Listen, I understand if you are a person that is at your wit's end with your partner and you no longer want to go through these things with them. Completely understandable if you want to separate. But if you feel like you haven't put forth any effort to at least try to make things work before you break things off, sit down and think about things that you could try to implement in order to make the relationship work, if you so desire. Reconciliation could look like having a conversation about what it is that's really on your mind, what's really bothering you, or it could look like going to a counselor or a therapist to try to talk it out with someone who can be a neutral mediator. Try to reconcile things before cutting it off. But if you are at your wit's end, it's time to just let it ride out. Tip number 2, let go gracefully. Listen, no one ever wants to be in a situation where you have to dump somebody and be the one to potentially cause them upset, and no one wants to be on the receiving end of that. But listen, it's a part of life. But the best thing you can do is take it with grace. And all breakups are not going to be this graceful, so it's easier said than done. But if you do want to maintain peace in your life and you want this to be easy, the best thing for you to do is to take the higher road and say, you know what, I'm not going to key the car. I'm not going to degrade this person. It requires a lot of emotional intelligence, a deep sense of emotional intelligence, to just walk away from a situation that you've had so much emotional investment in gracefully. But practice makes perfect. So there's no better time than now to start to practice walking away from situations that could be uncomfortable with grace and with your pride intact. Tip number 3, separate your assets. You don't want to continue to have a tie to someone that you no longer want to be with. And again, you want to exercise some grace in this situation as well. Tip number 4, give back the gifts. There are certain gifts that come with a certain obligation or expectation. Things like engagement rings or cars or things that a person's name, your partner's name, was attached to. These things could cause you to have a cord to reach back to this person that you are now saying you don't want to be partnered with. But not all gifts have been given from love. Some gifts have been given with an expectation or obligation attached to them. So weigh the gifts that you have received in that previous relationship and ask yourself, is this something that is going to be a tie back to this person, or do I need to give it up? Tip number 5, don't compromise. If being partnered with this person is bringing more turmoil or strife or dampened feelings or upset feelings than those of happiness or joy, peace, and love, then don't compromise. The one thing that matters most is how you feel in you living the life that you truly desire, which is one of love and of happiness. And if the relationship that you are currently in is not providing that for you, then it's time to let it go. Don't compromise your happiness and your peace because of attachments from outside sources. Go within. Ask yourself, what is it that I truly want? So those are my 5 tips for how to handle a breakup. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already, and download KP Wolf's single, Take Back the Ring. See you in the next video, and there's always tequila.